Hey everyone, welcome back to Bird Talk with Terrence Mathis. I'm William Brandon. Please make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel Atlanta Sports Unlimited and turn on those notifications so you don't miss an episode. This episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. It's the simplest fantasy sports game on the market. You can pick multiple sports. You can pick Trey Young for an NBA game and pick Matt Ryan for his game coming up against Dallas. So sign up using the code ASU and Prize Picks will 100% match your first deposit up to $100. Download that app for free at the App Store or Google Play. Well, the Falcons beat their hated rival, the Saints, 27-25 down in New Orleans on Sunday. I will say it wasn't without stress and anxiety. The Falcons gave up 22 points in the fourth quarter, but they still pulled it out. What'd you think about the game on Sunday, Terrence?
Well, you knew it was going to be close, even though the Saints went the Falcons went up big and whatsoever because it's the Saints. That's a heated rivalry. There's been a rivalry since the '60s. When both teams came into the league, and I played in a few of them, and always thought the game was over with, and then it always ends on a last-second field goal, which happened on Sunday. I think the Falcons realize that they can make plays when they need to make plays. And here's the thing, people says, well, how you allow them to score 22 points? You got to understand they're professionals too. There's going to be some ebb and flow throughout the game. You hate to see it late in the game, but when you have a guy like Matt Ryan and you give him the ball last for a chance to win a football game, you're in trouble, especially a field goal. If it's a touchdown, it's different, but a field goal, if he only has to go 60 yards and then we kick a field goal to win, it's going to happen. And the ball he threw to Cordell Patterson was beautiful. And we got on Matt Ryan a week ago for the way he played. I'm gonna say we because we're all in this thing together.
Yeah.
But here it is. It happens. You have bad games sometimes. You have games that you wish you could get back. But the thing is how you bounce back the week after. Now, I don't think anyone was surprised that the Falcons would play at the level of their opponent because that's what we've been doing all year.
Yeah.
We play against somebody that's playoff caliber. We play well and we win. We play somebody that is below us or even with us. We play to their level and we lose. So I expect the Falcons to play again a really good game against the Cowboys. So right now, it's funny because after the first four games, I said, well, you got the next four games. Falcons, need to go at least 3-1
Mhm.
in those four games, and they did. And now we halfway through the season. Now the next four games, here it is again. You got to be 2-2 to 3-1 if you want a chance to be in the playoffs at the end of the season.
I want to ask you some more about that Saints kind of comeback. I know you've already touched on it about they are professionals. What is something they could have maybe done different? It just seems like the Falcons are always getting into this like instead of them being up 24-19. I mean, I feel like they should have played like they were down, but
Right.
instead they start the drive before the field goal drive. It was some very questionable play
Yeah.
calling. I mean,
Yeah.
I was even texting you because it was like they
Yeah.
did a run play, I think, with Mike Davis, and then they brought
Hmm.
in Felipe Franks to do a
Yeah.
little gadget play, and then
Yeah.
it was third down, and
Yeah.
Matt has to try to complete, and
Yeah.
which I mean, it was tough. So I'm just
Yeah.
like,
I think that you know I think this offensive play calling, they're still trying to figure out how to finish games.
mhm,
And they just quite don't have uh, the formula to do it. Usually, and we have to go back to where Arthur Smith was. Usually in those type of games, you can give to your 250-pound running back, and he can eat some clock and get 3-4 yards and make it a 3rd and 2, and then he gets the first down and the clock's still running. We don't have that luxury in our running game yet,
mhm.
and so you got to try to find ways to move to have manageable third downs in close games like this. And they're trying each week to figure it out. And the good thing is it's still a long season left.
Yeah.
And if you figure it out in December, that's fine, but right now they just don't have the formula to do it. And the thing is, it's almost like, well, let's punt, see what they do. we know how to come back, but we don't know how to hold a lead. That's the thing. And right now, it's that old saying, the cardiac kids. That's the Falcons.
Yeah, it definitely is. Uh, they haven't given up that many points since that Super Bowl loss, and I was just pacing back and forth like, "Oh my gosh, here we go again." But the Braves won the World Series, so we're going to say they broke the curse, and the Falcons were able to pull off that win against the Saints. The Falcons also had some bright spots. I mean, AJ Terrell continues
Yeah,
to ball out.
yeah,
According to Pro Football Focus, he has given up the fewest yards of any starting cornerback with 74.
yeah.
He's got his own island over there.
Well, and that's good. You know why that is?
Why is
It's
that?
because the guy on the other side is not as good.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to take advantage of that side
Mm-hmm.
as much as they can. Now, if the other guy was just as good as Terrell, you would see more balls going evenly. But when they know that we have a mismatch on one side, they're going to take advantage of that. So that's why you see his numbers the way they are. But to his credit, when they do throw it over there, they don't complete it. So like you say, he has his own island of his own. He's playing with a lot of confidence, whatsoever. Um, no one's challenging him, which is good, and that plays well for the left side of the defense because there's nobody throwing over there. Uh, I I thought the defense played. I thought the defense played extremely well. You know what? You give up them points. You got to understand
Mm-hmm.
these guys are professionals also that you're playing against. They're gonna make plays. If you think they're not gonna make plays, something's wrong. And you think that this is not college football where one team just is more dominant than the other and you're
Yeah,
gonna stop them. That's not it. You're in the NFL, there's so much parity in the NFL, and you starting to see it come to fold. Some of
definitely.
those teams that were up there starting to drop. Teams like Pittsburgh are starting to rise. So you can see the parity in the league right now. Is it good for the NFL? Yes, because you know every prime time important game seems to come down to a last second field goal. That's good football. That's good entertainment, man, and I love it. But far as the Falcons go, they're on the right track right now. After eight games, sitting 4-4. Uh, Look, you know, I don't think that 500 mark will get you into the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to have to figure out a way to win um, at least the next 2 or 3 games to put themselves in a position to finish the season strong.
Yeah, they definitely got to probably at least win five of their
Yeah,
remaining games to make it. Some other key performers in that game, of course, Matt Ryan balled out,
yeah.
and Alameda Zakowis caught 2 big touchdowns, playing in replacement of Ridley. And of course, our MVP, Cordero Patterson,
Yeah.
continues to ball out as well. Do you think that was the reason why Zakowis and the Falcons were able to play so well compared to the Carolina game? Is it because that when Ridley, when we found out Ridley wasn't going to play, it was like the day of the game. So I guess they
Hmm.
had already had Ridley already in the play, so to speak. And
Right,
now they've had a
right,
whole week to prepare with
right,
Zakowis back there.
right. Well, I think here I'm gonna call him Z because he's so fast,
Mm-hmm.
so he buzzes around. Um, if you can go back to when we first started doing this some 30 plus shows ago, I thought he was the key to this offense. I thought that you needed to get him balls in space, find some matchup problems with him because I thought he was the fastest receiver we had on the field. And and hear me out. I know a lot of people are going to shake their heads. Is I thought we can use him like Kansas City uses Hill, Tyreek
Mm-hmm.
Hill,
Yeah.
because of the speed factor. And you're starting to see that speed and that confidence, and you're going to see him more and more in the game plan. And I think with that guy, we always talk about somebody who can take the top off the defense, whatsoever, and he's that guy. He's that guy we've been looking for. And so now you have him, Pitts, Cage, and some of the other younger guys make some plays. And you have Hurst and all those guys and Patterson. You have a really, really good offense. And here's the thing: people say, "Oh, our running game, our running game." Why are you worried about the running game if we're winning games?
Right.
You know, don't pick and choose where you want to find fault into this offense or this team. Yeah, of course we would want to run the ball better, but look, uh, if you're more successful throwing the football, throw the football. Throw the football because at some point the running game will come into play just right now, just not right now. So I like what the Falcons did this week, this past week against the Saints. I hope next week they don't fall asleep and go into Dallas and beat a Dallas team that's shaking their heads and scratching their heads right now from their loss against the Broncos.
Yeah, you were speaking about parity earlier in the league and how any given Sunday any NFL team can win, and that's clearly evident as you see with the Jaguars beating the Buffalo Bills, a Super
Yeah.
Bowl contender, and like you
Mm-hmm.
just said, Denver beat Dallas last week, and that's the Falcons' next opponent. They will play them in Arlington at 1 o'clock. They've played 29 games. The Cowboys do lead that series 18-11, and the Cowboys have won 2 straight. But that's not all. The Falcons' first time playing against Dan Quinn
Yes.
and Keanu O'Neal and Devontae KZ. Do you get any extra motivation by playing a former coach or teammate?
No, not really. The thing is that you're happy that they have jobs, that they're somewhere, they're being successful.
Mhm.
So, you got to understand, 90% of this Falcons team played under Dan Quinn.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be emotional, not teary emotional, but exciting emotional to see your old coach and some of your former teammates, and there's gonna be hugs and high fives and bro hugs and
Mhm.
all of that stuff before the game. But then once that coin toss happens, it's all that is over with. I'm trying to beat you, and the thing is, uh, it's not even about the players and the former coach.
Mhm.
It's about the former coach and the current coach,
Yeah.
the former coach against the current organization. I'm gonna show you what I can do defensively to try to if the Cowboys win and so happen the Cowboys defense plays extremely well.
Mm.
Aha,
Yeah.
you see what I'm saying? Now, if the Falcons win and win big and put up some numbers against this defense, now Arthur Smith can go, I'm better coach than you.
Yeah.
See, so it's about the coaches, man. It's not even about the players seeing each other, the former players, or the players seeing the coach. It's about the defensive coordinator
Versus the offense.
for the Dallas Cowboys and the head coach for the Atlanta Falcons. That's what this game is about right now. Offensive coach in Arthur Smith and a defensive coach in Dan Quinn. So now these two strategy is about to happen. So that's what it's about. It's not even about two one former head coach, another head coach. It's about an offensive coach and a defensive coach. So it's one of those things that I'm gonna be glued to the TV for this one because it's gonna be a dog fight. It's gonna be a dog fight.
Good thing for the Falcons that is on the road. The Falcons, all their wins have came on the road. Even that one home game was in London. So again, they
Yeah.
still have won every time. Well, excuse me, except for Tampa.
Right.
That's the only one they lost on the road. But
Well, here's it's funny you say that because I thought about that and we always talk about that, and here it is. When there's energy in a stadium for you or against you, the Falcons play really, really well. Really, really well. So what I'm saying is if we can bring that energy to Mercedes-Benz the next time they're at home, you probably see this team play at a very, very high level. And I'm not saying it's because of the fans that they don't win at home
yeah,
whatsoever, but it is because of the fans that they win at home. So because I know when I come out that tunnel and you're making noise and you're screaming and going crazy and it's a big play to be made and I make it and you go crazy. I start the game when I run through that tunnel. I start the game when I run through that tunnel. I'm 5'10", but when that game starts, I'm 6'5"
yeah.
because of the energy in that stadium.
Mhm.
And that's the thing, man. And people don't understand that gives you a bolt of energy. It's just like a lightning bolt when that crowd is just going crazy. You don't understand. I explained it to somebody this way. When I run a route and I get bump and run, I can hear the DB bump, and we're making noise and we're running. I can hear it's amazing, William. This is the most amazing feeling that I ever had, a rush I ever had. So you can hear all that. Now you can hear your shoulder pads flapping. You get slapping the hands on each other. You can hear the crowd. And then when the ball is in the air, you can hear the crowd. And then as the ball gets to its peak and on its way down, it goes silent. For me, it goes silent. There's no more hearing him breathing. I don't hear my shoulder pads. I don't hear the crowd. I'm just so focused on that ball that when the ball hits my hand, it just erupts. Man, it's boy, that rush, man. Look, I'm ready to play. Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play.
I see.
I'm sweating over here thinking about it. Woo!
What was that that feeling like when you made a big play like that against the Saints? Was it even?
Oh man, it was so funny because all week you've seen some of the former players putting up pictures of them against the Saints, and you've seen Warwick put up a highlight about him and the Saints. So I went and found some highlights of when I played against the Saints, and it was in New Orleans. Just all that noise, and then you catch a ball and they think they tackle you, and you break a tackle and you run into the end zone, and it's just quiet. you can hear your fans, but you can't hear their fans anymore. And that's just it's a great feeling, man. I'm telling you, those games, those Saints games were memorable. I remember the first time I played in one of those games, and everybody says, no matter what our records are, this game is going to be close. It's going to come down to have the ball last, and we're playing and we're up. I promise you, William, we up probably 17 points. And I said, who said this game was going to be close? We won it with a last second field goal. Those games, most of those games, man, 90% of those games come down to who has the ball last. And and I think that's one of the best rivalries in the NFL.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I'm not just saying that because that's our division, but it really is. I mean, even if you, like you said, being down there and their environment, I'll give their fans credit. They will get that place loud.
Oh,
I mean,
they get it rocking. They
rocking.
Get it rocking. Well, you gotta understand is this. It's Louisiana. It's New Orleans. That's our team. There's no other team. Think about it. There's no other team. There's if you're from New Orleans, you're from New Orleans. You don't get many other people in New Orleans but those from Louisiana. You see what I'm saying? It's not like our city where we're the Hollywood of the South where everybody wants to be. And then they bring their allegiance with them. That's not New Orleans. That's not New Orleans. It's all about gumbo, etouffee, and crawfish for them.
We were talking recently about these Taunton penalties. And last night's game, I don't know if you got to see the highlight or watch the game. There was another big Taunton penalty called on the player for Chicago. I don't know if it was because he bumped the ref or it was for Taunton, but they ended up getting the ball back and kicked the field goal, which the Bears did score again, but the game was essentially over because Steelers had the advantage from that field goal.
Right.
What is the league going to do about these calls? And even and I also want you to go back and look at that play Aluakon made when he sacked Simeon. Simeon went down. He was already coming in. So there's really no way he can kind of avoid it, but I guess his hand kind of hit his helmet, but Simeon was going down. There was nothing else to do. I don't know.
Right. Well, the first one with the Bears game, I thought that was ridiculous. I thought it was ridiculous. He didn't say anything. He looked over to the bench and he just, and turned. Now, if you watch that video very, very closely, watch what the ref does.
Yeah, he
bumps into him. He bumps into him, and then he throws the flag. That's, you know what? That has to be investigated. that really has to be investigated because that was not right.
Yeah.
And then he calls taunting. Now, that wasn't right. Plain and simple, referee was wrong right there for the taunting call and for bumping into that young man. That was wrong. And then here's the thing. Um, I know people got upset with the slap on the helmet of Simeon.
Yeah.
Uh, but here's the thing, William. When you hear people getting upset about that, I will want the referee to make that call because I want to make that call against my quarterback too.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So I can't get upset about that
Mm-hmm.
because if they don't make that call, they're not gonna make that call against our quarterback either.
Yeah.
So I would, at least they're consistent in making that call right there. And I'm good with that, and the thing is they trying to protect the quarterback because come on, man, these big old dudes with these big old arm hit. William, you don't let me tell you, you don't know what it feels like when an arm hits you in your helmet.
Yeah.
You talking about ringing, and you get dizzy. It's like getting punched.
Yeah.
So, and I understand why they try to protect the quarterbacks in that sense.
Wow. Yeah, the Falcons, I wanted to ask you one more thing about that Saints game. Matt Ryan, he still is putting the ball where it needs to be. And aside from that, we talked earlier on about Arthur Smith saying he was going to make Matt Ryan faster. I don't know if he made him faster, but he sure was juking. He was
Right.
making some plays out there with his legs that I haven't seen him make in quite some time. So I will say Matt's trying to, from my perspective, give it all that he can anyway to try to.
Well, here it is. Here it is. He was never asked to make plays with his legs before.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is the first coach says, hey, if you can make some plays with your legs.
Yeah.
And he says, okay. And as he's getting more confident, more confident, more confident, getting out the pocket, running, whatsoever, getting down. And I like that. I
Yeah.
like that because now there's no negative plays. We cut down on sacks and negative plays. Matt Ryan is, I'm gonna say it again, and I'm gonna keep saying it, is the most disrespected quarterback in the NFL, along with this team. If you turn on, the only time the Falcons are being talked about is in a highlight.
Yeah.
There's no stories, there's no special interest, there's no stat stuff, there's nothing. There is nothing. No one, it's almost like they don't even exist in the NFL. Go ahead, look at all the sports channels. Look at all ESPN, uh, um, FS1. Look at all of them. And tell me NFL Network. Look at all of them and tell me how many segments during the week that you see on the Atlanta Falcons. And I don't get it because Matt Ryan will be, if not a first ballot Hall of Famer, he's gonna be in the Hall of Fame. He's won more games and threw for more yards and got an MVP and played in the Super Bowl than a lot of quarterbacks that's in the Hall of Fame now.
Yeah.
So that's incredible to me. It's incredible to me.
And he's without a doubt the second best quarterback, at least in this division, behind Tom
Yes.
Brady.
Yes.
There's no way, even if Winston was healthy, he's above him, and definitely
No.
Sam Darnold.
No, he is. I mean, you can even look. You can look at the NFC.
Yeah.
Look at the NFC. Where does he sit in the NFC? I mean, does he sit behind Dak? Dak, yeah, because Dak numbers are a little bit high. Mm-hmm. Brady,
in the
yes,
top three.
yeah. I mean, you got them young quarterbacks. You got. But I think that Matt Ryan. I think just because of here it is. What happened 6 years ago, it seemed like the NFL, the media, and some published articles or publications have just forgot about the Falcons.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing that's the shame of it.
They're more of a laughing stock or a
Yeah,
joke.
yeah, than anything else. Like you said, when they pulled up that stat from the Super Bowl during the game. I
Yes.
said that was 6 years ago.
Yeah.
They've been in other games where they were up and lost. Why would they pull that one up? See, that's what I'm saying. That's how disrespectful the NFL and the networks are to this Atlanta Falcon football team.
They
They
look.
could have pulled up the stat against the Cowboys last year, or the Lions last year. But they pulled up that one from 6 years ago, and we weren't even playing the same team.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine what's going to happen in 2 weeks when we play the Patriots.
Oh yeah.
Come on, man, and that's not right. That is absolutely wrong for the networks and the NFL to do what they do to this football team.
I know the playoffs doesn't start here in November, but if the Falcons playoffs began today, they would be in. They would be the 7th seed playing against the Green Bay Packers. So right now they're in the hunt. They just got to continue to win and make strides, and like you said, win those games they're supposed to win.
Right.
What else you got for it?
Well, before we go there, the thing is this: if they break the seasons down the way we used to do back in the day, we knew, all right, it was 16, there's 17, so we're gonna play like there's not an extra game.
Yeah.
So we took it in 4-game seasons. So we want to win a 4-game season.
Yeah.
So they won their second 4-game season. They need to win the third and the fourth. Gotcha. For them to have an opportunity to be in the playoffs. And if they look at it that way, I know it's one game at a time, but it gives you more life and more energy knowing that, hey, I got a 4-game season. Yeah. You play hard for those 4 games, refresh. Oh, I got another 4-game season. That's just a mental thing that I put in my head, and my teammates, we did the same thing.
And the next 4, just for the fans' sake. The Patriots, Jaguars, Buccaneers, and Panthers.
Yeah.
So
we can get 3 of those. Maybe 4. I mean, we may catch Tampa Bay sleeping. So I'm optimistic right now.
That's what I like to hear. What you got for us to end the show today, T?
It's funny. I was watching TD Jakes, and he said, God has a strategy for you. A strategy for your success, a strategy for you to accomplish the things that you want to accomplish in life. He says the only reason the strategy doesn't work because you get in the way. You get in the way because you think that I'm going to do it my way and from my own understanding to make it work. Instead of sitting still and letting God operate and let him operate the strategy and put the strategy within you to be successful, we get in the way. So my thing to you is get out the way and let God operate. That's all I have for you today.
All right, everyone. Please make sure you subscribe to the Atlanta Sports Unlimited and sign up for Prize Picks. I hope everyone has a great day. Be blessed. Bye, everyone.
Peace.